council job on this morning, 4 of us sweeping up. Andrew's got the whizzer and he's just polishing these up a little bit just because they're a bit dull. They've been cutting verges. Right, let's go and drop this wheelbarrow off at the road in this, which is highly fuel efficient compared to using a Mertlo, which we normally use, and more practical than a Garage. Quick sunflower update. You can see the odd one poking out, like this one here, just a little bit taller. Nowhere near as tall as the first year, and I don't think quite as tall as last year yet, but they're obviously still growing, so we'll see what they look like in a few days perhaps. Still undecided whether to open it in May or not, whether we can find the staff and the time to set it all out, whether we just mow bits through it and pass and just open it for free for picnics or something. But I could do with making some money out of this field, especially with the cost of fertiliser and the price of wheat dropping. Yeah, any suggestions what I should do? I did think about putting the classic tractors in that far field, find 9 of them, and then dig some holes, put buckets in, get some flyaway footballs that won't damage the tractors, and then you could go around the sunflowers, and then you could have a game of foot golf afterwards, maybe 9-hole foot golf. Don't know, still thinking about it, but main thing today is do a bit more combining, I think. Oh, anyway, yeah, I'm in the buggy. Didn't review it yesterday, didn't have time. Beatings and different things, and obviously went to see that forager. The idea you see yesterday, it looked like an advert for John Deere, but what had happened was they were explaining it all to me, so this is really interesting, I should have filmed it. But it was so noisy at the show and all the kids were trying to get in the cab of the combine. That was the forage, that was the quietest place to do it. So I said, I'm actually up near your depot in Kendal on Wednesday at an NFU meeting. I'll have a proper look then. But the guy that knew all the technical stuff was at the other depot, which I did have to pass. So I went there, and that's why we ended up doing a video about a John Deere forage harvester. Everyone thinks I'm going to buy a John Deere forage harvester. I don't need a forage harvester. I'm not buying a John Deere forage harvester. Anyway, here's the buggy. What we've had it 48 hours now. Really impressed with it. It came with a full tank of fuel and it's not used much at all. I didn't really see it yesterday because the lads were using it for moving stuff around, picking gas guns up, and then just like logistics of moving people. Holds 300 tonne a week because we put some in the other day. I don't know what they polished it with, but it tracks the dust. I think it looks really cool in orange. I'm glad I got it in orange because it looks far better than the green basically. Only thing that I will say though is they told me that they were going to modify the door hinges because I feel like it should have a stop, because that can kind of fold right round and it catches here, see, but no, there's nothing different yet, so we might put a little strap on there or something. Maybe we can get something round that and then bolt it to that to stop it pulling. Did just look at the gator yesterday quickly. Obviously it's nearly £10,000 more, but it did have a bench seat as well as a normal seat, so maybe that's an option they could put in this. Toolboxes are here. They've been quite handy because we put stuff in them, including chip papers. And then, if I remember correctly, I think this was a little boot as well, wasn't it? If you could put stuff in there as well. Yeah, we haven't, but you could do. Gonna maybe get some bungee cords and put the fire beaters on the top of there so that they're with it, but they're not in the way of the load bed when you're tipping. Tow bars on it as well. Not moved any trailers with it yet, but we can do if we want to, because it'd be quite handy with that big flat trailer on. But yeah, it's very good so far. I'm sure Mr. UTV will tell me it needs LED lights on it, but we'll see how we get on with it when it's dark. It's getting a bit knackered this side. I think we'll have to get a new one now. So yesterday John Deere gave me a hat because I called in and looked at the forage harvester. Anyway, Chester decided to help himself to it and chew it up, which is a shame because I could have put that on eBay for the air ambulance or wore it. And he's also chewed up my sunglasses. Bad dog. A buggy of many talents. Washing them, isn't it? Right, we're going to my favourite field of wheat. It's on the sandy ground, so it's the most ripe because it's died. So we're going to go see how it yields, and then we might get into this one afterwards. Then possibly this one there. Plane coming in. EasyJet. Summer barley update. If we get rain tomorrow, I will put some fertiliser on that and boost it on a little bit. Looks okay though, doesn't it? So the fast track, Andrew just brought it up, parked it on the bridge into the field. Sam's jumped on it to back it up and it won't move. So now we can't get anything in or out of the field, and we can't back the route for me to set off. So I don't know what it's done. I think they're turning the battery isolator off and letting it reset itself. There's always something. It's a bit thin in places, especially here. This is where the tide can come in and flood this area and onto here. So I mean, it's saying 7 tons at the moment. I don't think it really is, to be honest, but we'll see what we get into the field like in the middle. I can see in the mirrors that the fast track still isn't moving yet, which isn't very good. Hopefully when they've reset the battery, it'll start and move. Oh, well, that's a good sign. The fast track is moving, so Sam can pull in front of me now and empty. There we go. On the banks of the river as well today. Yield's picked up a little bit here. Consider it's a tram line by the beach. Maybe not. I need to clean that sensor as well. That tells me how much material's flowing through that auger down there, and it's come up saying it's dirty, hence why it's reading high. So I'll clean that in a bit. So remember that magic eye yesterday on the John Deere chopper? Well, this has a magic eye on this auger up here, so I'm going to clean it. So hopefully, let that open, give that a wipe, and then flip the other side open. Give that a clean, and they can see each other then. Yeah, so that laser beam fires at this reflector, and then inside there's an elevator. So you see the rubber flight off it there, that piece of rubber. It measures how much grain's going up this elevator, and then it tells us how full it is in the cab. This auger here, which is what stuff isn't thrashed correctly and goes back through to get thrashed again. Back going again now, and that is reading a lot lower, which is great. I'm just going to go down this tram line through the middle and come back the other way. Then my auger's on the right side, then emptying into the trailer. We used to be able to empty sort of down there behind the header, but the long spout on this auger catches the trailers when we fold it out, which is a bit annoying, so we can't do that. Just realised we've got these augers running and I don't need them running, so I'm going to go into front attachment and I'm going to go into feed auger and I'm going to turn them off. There we go. Stop now. Just going to wear them out, plus I don't need to look at them spinning. Save a bit of fuel to not have to turn them. Everyone always says, why do we have the reel going so fast? Well, if you look, it kind of matches. In fact, you can't tell, it looks really fast on the camera, but it roughly goes about 15% faster than my forward speed, just to make sure that the wheat is always falling onto the table. In fact, I'll slow it down so you can see better. Andrew's just off with another load now. He's using one of Bill's trailers because the shed that we're tipping in, it's got quite a low roof, so saves just carting with the silage trailer. We did used to take the silage sides off sometimes in the summer, but it just means that you've got to put them back on again. So for what it's worth, we just try and keep going with 2 trailers, or sometimes use that one if we're tipping in with the shed, or use one of Bill's because Bill's got 3. This is what the pigeons have eaten. There's Ollie with his first go of emptying underneath the combine. He's already driven on the row of straw. Never mind, hopefully he's back on it now. Back on track, I mean, i.e. not driving over the straw. Didn't realise there was already something in this trailer, I thought it was empty. I'm going to half rate it. Thing you could do is just keep driving forwards and just stay at the same speed as I'm going, and I'll fill the trailer by speeding up and slowing down. Not too bad, he didn't really spill anything anyway. This just fell off in the crop, so I just jumped off to move it. But I can't. It's absolutely solid. It weighs about as much as a tree, so we'll have to cut round it. It's a fair tree, that though. Just have to shut it down. I've got a branch in the grain tank, so I'm going to have to go and get it out. Good thing about this combine is it actually has steps down into the tank. The other models that we used to have didn't. Like, talking of models, I think someone just turned up to do a photo shoot. It's amazing, that auger is warm. It just shows you how much material passes through it all the time. So say that again in English. We're going to come up this row. Abby's going to stand there and you're going to take a picture, and it's going to be July or August in the calendar.
Something like that. Something.
That'll do. Quite versatile, them Richard Weston trailers. It's now getting used as a changing room. See if the lads get distracted. Emptying this now. There we go. Stay on that line there. Ignore the scantily clad female over there. Don't forget a calendar's out in the soon. No, I won't get you in it. So after much planning. Is that? There you go. You have to. When's the calendar out? You can't see. I've cropped you out.
I don't know when it's going to be out. Probably September, October. We're hoping to have it done in the next month.
The next month.
It'll be done in the next month, but then it's got manufacturer. So I'm going to say October.
Right. Right, remember the Wurzel's album cover for I've Got a Brand New Combine Harvester? Well, I come up with a suggestion for the calendar shoot. Well, they weren't up for it, but I am with the lads, so we're going to do it now. So I've just lifted the reel up now. I'm going to put the stays in, stop it down, shut it everything down. I'm going to get a picture. Follow someone here with a decent camera.
Don't find the sunglasses.
No, your dad's found them. I think they found them. Abby had lost her sunglasses. The dog got them though, or your dad did. Joey's dad did. Right, we're going to recreate the pose now. So everyone look casual, like the Wurzels. So this is another field ticked off of wheat. Not done as good as I'd have liked. It looked fantastic early on, but just the dry weather just finished it off. But to that piece of plastic there, well, that jam behind the knife behind the screen where I couldn't see, and I've left a stripe. So I've just got the header tipped over, so it's missing that row of straw, but that side's touching the floor, and I'm just scooping up the bit that's missed, or trying to, best I can. That's better now, just put it a little bit lower. Just seem to be getting most of it. Sam just escorted me around to Bill's. That look works really well as an escort vehicle because it's so unusual and orange. Everyone sees it and gets out of the way, and it works spot on. So I just set off, and Joe rang me up and went, you know, you're not chopping the straw, and I want you to chop the straw. So just waiting for the rotor to stop now, which is that one. Once that gets to 0, I can press here, and then that'll highlight, and I can change it then. So I think, what's it on? 200, 100, 20 RPM. Right, there we go. Got 0 now. Right, shroff deposit. No, we want chopping. There we go. Right, sorted. I was going to chop the wheat straw out of the field, but because it's dyed, it's just like beautifully white straw. So I've decided to double bale that. This is the last pass of the rape of Bill and Joe's for this year. I've still got a bit of my own to cut, but they'll be relieved that this is now in the shed. So no more storm. If a storm comes now, it won't knock it over. This is today's birthday bumper. So Jason Monk, Francesca Jane Maria and Braden. Now, there's definitely someone missing because there was 2 people that had put donations on the Just Giving page, but I just put anonymous, no name or anything. So happy birthday if you're not on there and it's your birthday. Anyway, that's it for today for the birthday bumper. Thank you everyone that's watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. But one last thing, we've had a JCB carton, we've had a Valtra carton, and we've had the Fendt carton to just today only. Which has been your favourite tractor to see carting? Let me know in the comments.